to the proactive wellness news we're not hearing in the mainstream media. My name is James T. Griffin from Ahead of the Curve Wellness, your dedicated source for proactive wellness news and education. Before we get to today's article, let's cover that disclaimer. First, this video is for entertainment purposes only. Next, remember I do not give advice as I only share and traffic information you are free to accept or reject. Next, if you're looking for medical advice, go talk to a doctor or a pharmacist because I do not give any during any of my newscasts. And lastly, take 100% responsibility for your life, your decisions, and your actions, and be your own wellness investigator. So today's headline, it's shocking for a lot of people, but not for me. And this is the headline, Hypnosis, not anesthetic for man's surgery. So this article was actually posted on cbsnews.com back in 2008, 12 years ago, but for most people, it is news. So let's get to it. So this article, Hypnosis, not anesthetic for man's surgery, featured a man, age 61. This was back in 2008, by the way, so his age is more than that now. So age 61, his name was Alex Lenke, and he was actually a trained hypnotist and did that as a profession. So he actually used hypnosis on himself because what happened was he had some discomfort in his hand due to a overgrowth of a bone at the bottom of his thumb. So he needed to have surgery to have that bone removed so that he can get some more mobility and more comfort back in his hand. So what happened was he took 30 seconds to put himself into a level of hypnosis where he was able to turn off the pain receptors in his hand. And then the surgery lasted for 83 minutes. But of course, they made sure to have some anesthesia just in case it didn't work, but it worked out for him like a charm. So he was able to feel sensations in his hand, but he felt no pain whatsoever. And the amazing thing was he was not asleep as to what a lot of people imagine when people are in hypnosis. Because when you're in hypnosis, you actually have a heightened level of awareness and you're more in tune with your body's intelligence, and you have the ability to either reduce or turn off pain receptors in any given part of your body. So what happened was he ended up turning off the pain receptors in his hand so that an 83-minute surgery can take place. So they were monitoring his heartbeat and his blood pressure just to make sure that he was doing okay, and overall he did very, very well. So this article went on to talk about how back in 1996, 12 years prior to 2008, he needed to have a hernia operation because he had a hernia growing in his body, and he actually had a fellow hypnotist come in to put him in a very, very deep level of hypnosis. So he went about having the hernia operation with no anesthetic whatsoever. Yes, everybody, this is very possible. Now, again, the article is in the description below. Please read it for yourself. Now, a personal note on my end, I went to hypnosis school back in 2006, certified for hypnosis. So in 2007, I actually needed to get fillings in between two of my molars in my mouth because I had some tooth decay. So I said, hey, dentist, as long as you're not using mercury fillings, I'm open to this. And he said, fine. And I said, lastly, I'm not going to use any anesthetic. And he said, what did you just say? I said, I'm not going to use any anesthetic, so I'm just going to turn off my own pain receptors in my mouth, and you got to do what you got to do. So when I went back the next time to actually have the fillings put in my teeth, he was very surprised as no one's ever said to him they're going to use anesthesia themselves with hypnosis. So I did that. The process was about 30 minutes. And periodically he kept on asking me, are you okay? And I said, yep, I'm fine, keep going. But I wasn't able to say it that clearly because I had something in my mouth. I said, yeah, I'm good, keep going. So that was my personal experience. So I felt the drill. I felt sensations, but in terms of pain, if 10 out of 10 pain was very, very, very uncomfortable, I felt a 1 out of 10. I felt very, very slight discomfort, but it was nothing compared to real pain. So I can speak for this on my own, that we do have the power to turn off our pain receptors in our body, but we need certain training in order to do that. So the average person cannot do it. You have to have certain training, which I was trained in myself and I demonstrated myself. So this is amazing news. More evidence of how the power of our perception can affect our body. Very incredible. So this has been the proactive wellness news we're not hearing in the mainstream media. My name is James T. Griffin from Ahead of the Curve Wellness, your dedicated source for proactive wellness news and education. So create yourself a beautiful day, and I'll see you again soon.